És folytassuk. Na, eldumáltunk szépen a kis csajjal. Neved meg kellene nevezni, Sibyl. Jó, akkor téged csak Billnek fogok szólítani. Hoppá! Jaj, te egy légből támadsz. Lebegő pótköcsög.
To make them move.
A levegőt is szed már. Igen. Aztán meg mindig jönnek. Négy lenyűgöző ocsmány levegőbe lökölő fókuzó.
Not this way. I'm not going back to that temple.
Baszint.
This swamp is teeming with life. I can't wait to discover all the species that live here. There is so much to be learned.
Én nem tudok kiötni. Na többen leszünk majd időben, ha Microsoft megjelenik egy bővítsünket. Pusztuljuk vissza! Kop, ki van itt? Én, hehe, szia! Ja. Vegyünk mennyire megy az így. Nem lehet felmenni, akkor vissza. Oké. Menjünk el először. Biztos?
I don't think this is the right direction.
Figyelj, te akartál mocsodat látni. Nézzük a sorsvezetés ebbe a hasításnál. Támadásvesség gyorsabb, viszont nem tudom nézni meg skipet, mindegy. Gyorsabb akkor találjuk. Erre hova megyünk?
This is not the time for a walk. I should meet up with the others at Valvanor.
Hát jó, akkor nem megyünk oda. Elég már kikőzni a torszonolva. Kifutnák, azt nem tudok. Én most itt beszarok. Kell. Parancsőt. Ajjajjaj. Kösz, hogy jól jutott. Van. Most csak itt viszik tartamosára. Még hogy van egy fogjuk le, hogy kévelül.
Well, same here, I think. What did you people do to me anyway? Where does this power come from?
Your captain asked my father the same questions. I have no idea what happened, I swear it. But we're going to do everything we can to find out.
Föntlépés. Azt mondta, hogy mindenhonnan ilyen lebegő pókok potyognak. Akkor innen jöttünk.
I thought that nature had taken over again here in the swamp, but I sense there is something else.
Balfaszkodunk rendesen, de hát ez volt.
I thought that nature had taken over again here in the swamp, but I sense there is something else.
Csak elpusztultál? Nem tudom menni. Pedig meg kell felülni. Ezért voltak ezek a felültek, vagyis ezek felültetik. Nem tudom. Utak itt. Már megint itt. Kéne egy kis heal. Kolocsony. Na, teszi, hogy jössz. Most hílelj is, ha? Most gyerünk. Ez egy tök jó, hogy egyesével ezeket levadászom kb. Rohadt lassan töltődik a mana meg az élet. Jó van? Ha megyünk akkor. Az olyan Witcher félés, vagy félés, ami még nem igazán tetszik, de kénytelenek vagyunk hozzászokni. Basszus, melyik gombra is mondta ezt a fényt. De van mindegy, mert kénytelenek vagyunk kb. Erre jönni. Aha, még. Még jó, hogy pakkod is védekeztem, amikor... Szóval coolra nem tudom fordasztani. Jó. Eléggé... Baszd meg anyád, dögök vannak itt. Anyád, pussunk. Mondom, pussunk a kurva élet. Csak összejött.
This is not the time for a walk. I should meet up with the others at Valvanor.
Jó, felfogtam, megyünk Valvanorba. Hú, bazd meg. Ó, semmi, majd visszahívem. Tényleg. Há, még kettő. Még. Uh-oh. Ha benyomtam, azt hirtelen is mint oké. Végül is csak lenyomtad a fél HP-t, pont meg. Tűnt mégis, miért működne tényleg, miért működné az? Gyere, geci, gyere! Nekem nem teljesen olyan zserőt, hogy ilyen visszatöltődést. Nem kell hangzalatom, hogy világít. A kérdés, de ez ilyen van is tudom gyűjteni, vagy így fordulom meg át, és feltűnik egyszer csak. Erre indítunk, tehát itt többnyire kéne valamire. Nekem tűnik, visszateszi a dögöket. Aha. Jobb, hogyha ezt megöljük, aztán bemegyünk a faluba. Irány a falu.
Hawk told me a lot about you.
Igen.
Really? He's not normally much of a talker. Did you torture him or something?
No, I mean, it wasn't a big deal. I just think he has a lot of respect for you, that's all.
Nem úgy tűnt. Hogy a sólyom, ez a jobb kevet van a bivajja.
I hear they call you Vulcan? Why is that?
Look, all us freeborn blades have a nickname. We leave the past behind, and whatever we were before doesn't matter in the company.
So what do you do now then?
You know. I blow things up. Stuff like that.
Amik nekem voltak. Hát mi az anyád vagy te aznak? Óriás showtime izébe. Showtime walk. Elég sziki. Megint jönnek.
Hey, this guy's fucking fearless. Let's help him out before it goes bad for him.
Despite his determination, the knight was in an awkward position. He thanks the mercenary for having assisted him in his task. If he can trust the rumors that he hears around the village, he has before him the one called Vulcan. He has the pleasure of welcoming the mercenary to the village.
And you are?
The knight is called Randval, last survivor of the Order of the Amber Knights, and now protector of Valvin, this village. The new arrival is most welcome, but the steward is waiting in the old village inn.
Running to one.
This is Valvenor. It is not a beautiful place, but for the time being, it seems to be unknown to the Deadwalker army. This village has known better days. Before the war, it was popular among the rich hunters who came to enjoy the ample game in the swamps. Today, the only visitors are refugees, who are sadly too numerous for the scant resources of the village. A small healing house provides comfort and succor to the injured. The knight is quite fond of Mirana, the healer who runs the place. Does the mercenary see the building opposite? It was once an inn, but it is now the residence of the steward, the man now in charge of the village.
This is a very large inn, considering the size of the village. There must have been many visitors before the war.
With any luck, we might get to sleep in a real bed tonight.
Tolerant.
How come you talk that way? Always in the third person.
The way people speak is different from one place to another, and I am from another place. The knight's people are a warrior tribe from Algendar, and he is proud of them.
What does the steward want with me?
The captain has offered the services of the freeborn blades to the steward. The steward must have orders for the mercenary.
Shit. I'm gonna get stuck being this guy's errand boy. Damn! I knew I should have gone with the rest of the company. Where can I find the steward?
As the knight said, the steward is in the old inn, the big building in the middle of the village.
What can you tell me about this backwater town?
This village is a modest one, and its reserves are almost gone. Its only strength is its isolation in these swamps, but that is also its greatest weakness.
I already figured it was some kind of shithole.
That the refugees and the villagers must live together is difficult, and the situation is worsened by there not being enough food. The swamp offers protection against the Deadwalkers, but it also harbors many dangers. Its creatures often attack the village. When the knight and the elf are not there to defend the walls, the watch often leave them unguarded. Shameless.
I'm going.
Jo. Raven cruiser liksom. Skadeboss. Kaboosh. Men bästa är så lätt. Vad står det gärna? Där, nu har jag kommit.
Sybil, can I talk to you?
Yes?
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
What do you want to know?
So then, any result from the study of all these creatures of the swamps?
I have discovered a few things about the small chrysalids. They are much faster, but it seems that they can only attack from close up, using their pinchers. I also noticed that the medium-sized chrysalids were slower than small ones, but they, however, can fire tiny projectiles. The sickles have a power that depends on their growth. The biggest ones are the most dangerous. Up close, their attacks can be frenetic and extremely dangerous. They can also leap onto their prey.
Städa med dem. Gasen. Most bezzeg ki engem. Jó van. Jó van. Húzzunk vissza szét. Máskor azért szülöm a betöltő képernyőt, mert túl lassú. És 3-szer olvasom ezt az részt, amit el akarok. És meg azért, mert nem tudom. Mindegy. Itt van valami gyakorlom.
A good day to you, soldier. I do believe that today is your lucky day.
Ez is.
Really? What are you gonna try to sell me?
Sell? Oh, now you're trying to make me feel bad. No, unfortunately I have nothing left to sell. Other than some first-hand information that will surely be of use to you.
Information? What information?
Hey, you know what? Some kind of reward would be appreciated. It's just that with the war, we have so little left.
Do I look like a charity? I'll give you the choice. Spit out the info, or spit out your lungs?
You are strikingly persuasive. Fine then. It seems that the Red Scribes have found a way to win the war. They've apparently found someone who can breathe fire and burn up all the ice lords just by looking at them.
You're joking, right?
No, I swear, I got that from a reliable source.
And you expected me to pay you for that? You're kidding!
Please, please, I swear it's true. I'm just doing what I have to survive. Don't hit me, please.
All right, this time. But don't you ever try to rip me off again. I wanted to ask you. Have you ever met the steward?
He came to see the refugees several times, but I never spoke to him. I got the impression he couldn't stand us. He's the boss and we're the little people, see?
Faszklapja.
The life of a refugee can't be easy.
I've been a refugee for years. 5 to be exact. All these years on the road. And believe me, it's never easy. But this village is a pretty good place. The healing house gives us food most of the time, and we're safe. That's not bad.
How are things going with the guards?
Oh, we don't see them too much around here. They're basically here to guard the village. They don't give a shit about the refugees, so they keep their distance.
Boom.
And I hope for the steward's sake that he's not counting too much on them to keep him safe. I've seen lots of soldiers on the road, but as useless as them, never.
Aztán el kéne beszélgetnem az őrökkel.
Right, I'm leaving.
Oh there, Powder Man. You still didn't manage to blow yourself up?
Pretty quiet around here, huh?
Yeah, too quiet for my taste. Do you really imagine the Deadwalkers are going to forget about this place just because this swamp is dangerous?
No, but it'll slow them down. Maybe we'll see them coming.
Ha! You can bet your ass they're already here. There's something in the air that stinks, and I don't mean the locals either. I feel like the Ice Lords are watching us. Right now.
I have a few questions for you. How are the Freeborn Blades holding up?
We left some blood on the stones in the temple, but most of the company got away all right. But if we don't get some new recruits soon, things are gonna get serious. The captain has sent some men ahead to Karalthas. I hope they manage to pick up a few recruits, and they're not too scabby.
Is there anybody in this village worth recruiting?
See for yourself. There isn't a single man amongst the guards or the refugees that knows which end of a sword you're supposed to hold. We'll just have to wait. And be careful.
So, you made it out of the temple then?
I did. I suppose my time's not up yet. I guess that'll cause more gossip amongst the youngsters. The eternal survivor. My balls. There are some days when I wish it would be over.
I tell you, you'll be the one that buries all of us. Do you think we can win against the Deadwalker army?
Against the Deadwalker army? No chance. Now, the Ice Lords, that's another question.
What do you mean?
Only that sometimes you have to try to chop off the head, you know? That bunch of walking corpses wouldn't be any trouble at all if there was no one to guide them.
I guess you're right, but I don't think that makes the task any simpler.
There was a time, way back, you know, when there were so many of us in the company, several hundred, that the captain decided to delegate. So he chose 2 lieutenants. Those 2 assholes fought over how to share out the men for weeks. They both wanted to take the best men for their group. And the result? We had our asses handed to us by an army that was hardly more numerous than we were. I guess what I'm trying to say is that the Deadwalkers are just the same. You've got 7 bosses, and each one of them wants to control everything.
So if we were able to set them against each other...
Now you're thinking straight. I don't know how we could do it, but I'm sure that it's possible.
See you later.
Na, mondja. Elvileg egy helyre vezet, vagy nem? Azt tudja. Vagy egy gyógyító, azt hiszem.
My goodness, let's see. You're not pissing blood, you're not vomiting your guts out. Both legs are in place and they seem to be holding you upright. Congratulations. It looks like you'll pull through.
Jó fej vagy.
And now you'll excuse me, but I have other miracles to accomplish, and not much time to devote to people in your condition.
Take it easy there, Doc. I'm with the Freeborn Blades, not one of your refugees.
You could be Blackstorm himself for all I care. Now get out of my way, I have things to do.
Akkor baszódjál meg. Hülye bunkó. Na, veled mi a helyzet?
Yeah, who are you? One of them fucking mercenaries, right?
Pofán basszalak?
Fucking mercenary, yeah. Sounds about right.
You know what I call your lot? Ore blades. I got no time for ores.
We're all in the same boat. Mercenaries, refugees, useless guards. We're all fighting the Deadwalkers.
You mean until the Ice Lords make you a better offer, get lost, ore blade? Stupid wreck. You again? I thought I made myself clear. I got no money to employ you. Now fuck off.
Remélem agyon foglak tudni verni. Na, főbe. Na. Ugye arra kéne menni. Van valami, nem tudom mi ez. Oh.
Here we go. Another one of these hick refugees. There's nothing for you here.
Call me a hick one more time, and I'll be using your face as an anvil.
Let's all remain calm, shall we? Please forgive my error. With all this commotion and all the thankless tasks I find myself confronted with, I often find my attention to detail slips. So, what can I do for you?
I need more info about Valvanor.
And you have decided that I have a sympathetic face. It's the story of my life. Talent worthy of a king's ransom, but surrounded by cretins who only seek that which is free.
What can you tell me about the steward?
Oh, don't expect me to say anything bad about Bertolf Chambriad. I'm not always in agreement with him, but I can see that he knows his business. And he keeps the village relatively safe.
It's not often you see an elf blending in with other cultures. Are there many of you here in Valvanor?
To my knowledge, I was the only one. That is, until Prince Arundel and his acolyte arrived. Does that pose a problem for you?
Not at all.
Well, it does for me. His Majesty the Prince of Imbeciles is going to bring us nothing but trouble.
Do you know the woman who runs the healing house?
Oh, of course. She's all one hears about lately. Everyone here will tell you that she's a courageous woman, fighting a noble battle. Everyone but me. The woman's insane. There are already far too many mouths to feed in this camp. Clearly, she's fully aware of this, yet she stubbornly insists on making things worse.
And the Red Scribes? Know anything about them?
Oh, certainly. A boring bunch of fusspots, spreading science and preaching the good word while never suspecting that anyone might see through their little game.
Our game? Well, pray tell, give us the details. Please, give us the benefit of your extensive knowledge.
I don't pretend to know about all their little plots. I spend very little time with them, and frankly, I couldn't possibly care less about them. But I am fully aware that pretty speeches serve no better purpose than manipulating minds. They're nothing more than noisy masks behind which hides a reality that is far uglier. The more the melody is sweet, the better it distracts you. And is there anything more disgustingly melodious than the discourse of a red scribe?
When it comes to disgusting discourse, you seem to be something of an expert.
Let's talk about something else. Show me what you have for sale.
Gold. So vulgar to work with. So wonderful to own.
Akkor menjünk van 145, tökéletes. Ütje egy páncél. Plusz 1%. 23, szóval már jobban jövök. Ladak, ajladak. Arra nem volt szó, hogy visszafele is lehet. Nézzünk csak azért ide. Hol craftalom a rész?
So, you have returned. What is your desire?
Azt, hogy push.
I'll be back.
That's an excellent...
Gond, nem ez. Veled akarok beszélni. Csak nem találom meg ezt a gépet. Ja, hogy... Ja? Jó, na, akkor most viszont kérem a pancot.
Show me what you...
In the pancot. De egyszer nem lehet itt a fejem. Mindegy. Kanyarodik. Fejleszteni tudom. Hogy is sikerült feladtam azt, amit nem fejleszteni. Mindegy, majd meg lesz oldva.
Swamp is our best defense. Happily, the wildlife are just as keen on attacking the deadwalkers as they are the villagers. But the situation here in Valvanor grows worse daily. And each new wave of refugees increases the risk of drawing unwanted attention to this jungle.
No Ice Lord scouts who find this village will ever escape to tell the tale. Of that, I can assure you. Also, my men are reinforcing your defenses. Forgive me for saying, but you have some serious weak points. Especially the defenses around that refugee camp of yours.
The arrival of the Freeborn Blades and the Red Scribes has greatly improved our chances of survival, Captain. Believe me when I say that we are most grateful to have you with us. Needless to say, your men and the Red Scribes are welcome and free to go where they will. But as for any other newcomers, our gates are closed. You must understand that our food stores are as limited as our abilities to defend our village. Until you arrived, we had but one person who was even vaguely capable of treating our injured, and the case of Prince Orendale was completely beyond her skills. And there is this beast story, doubtless another fairy tale, the fruit of an alcohol-addled brain. Nonetheless, several of the watch have gone missing. Something hidden in these swamps is causing these disappearances, but we cannot risk sacrificing any more of the few men remaining to us on sending patrols. Large groups entail moving chrysalids that are unmanageable. The others, quite simply, do not return.
Silence.
If I were to listen to everyone, I would need 10 times the number of men I have to verify the truth of every tale.
Enough. You must aid me to do this. I am not able to do that. Your endless wailings are unbearable.
In the name of... Vulcan?
But by the gods, man, what is...
This world is condemned. The cold hath invaded its ground, its souls, and its heart. Yet here you stand, weaving your limbs like fish taken from the water. Miserably shuffling about to conserve the illusion of warmth and life, and not feel the passing of your last breath, while I must endure your wailings and lamentations. Pitiful.
Vulcan, stop this nonsense immediately.
It is not he who speaks. All doth fall to ruin about you, yet you still bewail your loose bowels and vomitings. You cannot vanquish your dead walkers, no more than you can vanquish their necromancer masters. They draw their power from the very heart of the world. They drink it, they suckle it dry. Your only chance to cleanse what your own hath corrupted is to go to the World Heart and liberate it from its servitude.
The World Heart is a myth, a forgotten fairy tale, no more real than dragons or dwarves.
A myth. Continue hiding behind thy puny barricades, and thou wilt soon join thy myths and fairy tales.
Nem bírunk a démonunkkal.
Cease your pretense. I know you have returned to consciousness.
What the hell happened? I was just listening to the steward blabbing away with the captain, and then...
And then you lost control.
I don't know, it's like something in my head zapped me so it could use my mouth. But I was still there. Still thinking what I was saying.
This is not the first time you have felt this presence manifest itself.
No. No, it's been there since the temple. It's also in my dreams. I think...
Interesting. It would seem that your body is host to some other entity. And it is clearly a spirit of fire.
No kidding. I got a demon in my head.
Something of the kind. In truth, I could not say what it is. Not yet, at least.
Don't make me laugh. After all, it's your disciples that let this thing out of its cage, right?
That has nothing to do with it. Do you have any idea of the implications of this incident?
If it happens again a couple of days from now, they'll all start spitting and throwing rocks at me. Guess I'll have to watch out.
I fear that is the least of your worries. Obviously, you haven't understood. The thing that is inside you, it wishes you ill. There is not enough space inside you for two souls. That demon wants your body. It will control you more and more until it has replaced you completely.
Ha! Thou thinkest I crave the body of a mortal? I am a prisoner here. My place is in the World Heart.
It will not hesitate to lie to you, to tell you that which you wish to hear, so that you will allow it to consume you.
I never asked for this cage. I never asked to be forced to hear thy every thought. It is I who have been invaded.
It speaks to you. Do not listen to it. Cast it from you. If you do not resist, it will crush your soul.
Hey, take it easy. One day at a time, okay? I'm gonna take a walk.
Yeah.
I am busy, mercenary. Go.
Det köszi, hogy vág akarsz hallgatni. Elmondja, hogy mi a baj, de ő majd rajtunk jönni.
Sybil, can I...
Yes?
I'd like to...
What do you want to know?
Akkor menjünk tovább.
Mr. Vulcan, what brings you here?
Te hívta.
I've got a few questions I'd like to ask.
I imagine there are few who are better placed than...
I need a blacksmith. Do you...
With none more qualified, I suppose I should... Before the... But he's the...
The healer.
When it... thanks, but 6 months, the refugees just...
Who are all those refugees that you're keeping outside the walls?
The war with the Ice Lords has driven many from their homes and villages. Alas, it would seem that some of them found their way here. I have tried to accommodate as many as we can, and provide as much comfort as possible, but I fear we can do little more. We are reaching the end of our reserves, and relations between the refugees and the villagers are becoming strained.
The refugees can't all be dead weight. Some of them have got to be useful.
Oh, if only. Believe me, I would be the first to welcome them. These peasants have been fleeing from town to town and from camp to camp for months. The best and strongest of them perished in battles, somewhere along the way. I must deal with the leftovers. I put the biggest of them in the watch, but they are of little use.
What can you tell me about the people of Valvanor?
Before the war, there were just a few families here, hunters and craftsmen mostly. These days, they survive as best they can, husbanding their animals and digging up the puny vegetables they've managed to grow. Few dare to venture outside the walls. These woods are fruitful, but more perilous than ever before, and most of these folk know nothing of arms.
But you've got your guards.
They hardly qualify as an armed militia. Of the few that remain, most are sturdy farmers whom we have entrusted with some kind of weapon. Most of the real fighters left the village as soon as war broke out. The others died while out on patrol. The only one left here with any real experience is Mason, the head of the guard. Sadly, the man is a walking beer keg, who could not give a dog's fart for what his men are about.
How come it's you that's running the show here?
What a question. Because, my friend, someone has to. You imagine I'm doing this for my amusement, perhaps? Doubtless you wish it was someone else. The chief of the watch has trouble organizing 3 peasants. Our dear apothecary is evidently keen to give succor to any and every poor soul who wanders into the healing house. And regardless of your reputation, the people of this village would never trust outsiders such as yourself, or even the Red Scribes. So yes, it is indeed I who command here. The one-time steward of the hunting lodge of Valvanor, now leader of this shithole.
Well, hell, I'm glad we got that cleared up. The captain wants me to help your village. You got a job I can do?
With our shortages of food and fighting men, our worn-out equipment and the growing lines at the healing house, I cannot deny our village is sorely in need of help. Sadly, I fear that these are not the sort of problems you're used to dealing with, unless I'm much mistaken.
Maybe I'll surprise you. So what's the problem with the healing house?
Quite simply, Mirana cannot keep up. She spends every waking minute giving out supplies to the refugees and refuses to admit that she cannot help everyone. She thinks she's fooling me. I have heard rumors that her food stock is running low. Unsurprisingly, the crowds outside are becoming restless. I believe they wish to continue handing out our food reserves as though they were unlimited. This is not the case, and thus, it is not an option.
So, you want someone to put her down?
Why, I never suggested any such thing. I just wish she would see reason, for all our sakes. But I have asked nothing of you. I was merely answering your question.
Your guards... How can I put this? At first, I thought they were disobeying orders. Now I think maybe they don't even understand them. If you're stupid and incompetent, you should be digging turnips, not taking care of security.
You're beginning to worry me. Is it really that bad?
Are you kidding me? The state of their weapons is enough to make you cry. Maybe they'd be good for splitting logs.
Personally, I'm not capable of judging the aptitude of our sentries, but their poor results speak for themselves. Doubtless, you should share your observations with Mason, the chief of the watch. I should warn you, however, that he is of a somewhat stubborn nature.
Wouldn't be the first I've seen. I need the reports about this beast that attacked the villagers.
I fear I am unable to be of help. I'm still not entirely convinced that it even exists. All I know is that several villagers have vanished. One villager is at present in the doctor's care, following a supposed encounter with the said beast. These swamps are crawling with dangers. There is nothing to suggest anything out of the ordinary. The refugees are always inventing horror stories in an attempt to force us to open our gates and let them inside.
It might be worth checking it out. You said you lost one of your patrols, right?
That is so. you should speak with Randval. He was most anxious to go out and hunt the beast down, but we needed him here. Now that we have more able bodies to guard our gates, I imagine he would be keen to pick up the scent once more.
I need the reports about this.
I fear all I know that now...
We'll talk again.
The Order of the Freeborn Blades is of great repute, and the mercenary does honor to its name. The mercenary's powers are both astonishing and fascinating. The knight would like to duel with the mercenary, that he may judge the mercenary's strength.
Sure, I can never turn down a good fight. But maybe we should take it outside if we don't want to break everything in here.
The knight is honored, and bows to his adversary's wisdom.
Wait for me here, Sybil. I won't be long.
Knight hopes that his adversary will not hold back his blows.
Oh, you can count on it.
The knight has never before battled an adversary with such power, and he believes that he could be that which is needed to change the course of this war.
You fight pretty good yourself. Where did you learn your moves? I can't believe you learned to fight like that in this backwater.
The knight has traveled far and fought many battles. He has only lived in this village for a short time.
What are you doing in the middle of these swamps when you could be making a difference on the battlefield?
The knight has fought a great many battles, but he feels he can be more useful protecting those who have nothing left.
I have to go. I'm glad we could test each other's mettle. It was fun.
Before his adversary rushes off to fight other battles, the knight has a question for him. He wishes to know if the Freeborn Blades would like him to join them.
Accept.
I'm not the one who decides who joins the company, but I can ask the captain for you.
He has thought long on it, and wishes it would be so.
Well, that's great. I'll ask him, but I can't promise you anything.
Wow, level it is. Na. Na, kaptam jó kis kalapot. De. Na mentsünk egyet. És akkor majd később folytatás. Bevasztuk.